Sir, shall we start?
Yes, sir. Huh.
Yeah. Sir, please switch on your video for
Okay, sir.
2 minutes. Yeah. Sir, is there any problem? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Shall I start, sir?
Sir, your video is not on. Hello?
Hello. Huh. Yes, sir. Huh.
You are not visible, sir.
Now I. Huh. Now.
No. We are waiting for that, sir, actually.
एक मुकुल. I will join again. That I
Yes,
will
sir.
check the problem.
Okay, sir. You just left and joined. Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. There is a problem in camera.
Okay, sir. So, shall we start?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, okay, sir. Good morning, Dr. Sudhakar Umale, sir. Mm, For the Faculty Development Program in Electrical Vehicles, organized and conducted by Mechanical Engineering Department, Veer Mata Jijabai Technological Institute, Matunga, Mumbai. Welcome, sir. Good morning to all professors and dear research scholar. I start this session. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I start this session with a brief introduction to today's speaker, Dr. Sudhakar Umale, sir. Dr. Sudhakar Umale is working with Associate Professor and Head in Mechanical Engineering, Sardar Patel College of Engineering, Andheri, Mumbai. Sir has completed BE Mechanical Engineering from Amravati University in July 1987. Completed ME Mechanical Engineering from Mumbai University, Sardar Patel College of Engineering, Andheri. Completed PhD from VNIT Nagpur in May 1915. Total teaching experience is 33 years in engineering colleges. Received Best Technical Paper Award 2015 by Indian Institute of Foundrymen. Received SAE India Guru Award for 2016-17. Sir is on governing body, member of SAE India Western Section. There is also MTech and PhD Supervisor Guide in Mumbai University. Worked as a jury for paper present. Hello. Worked as a jury for paper presentation in Symposium on International Automotive Technology in 2019 Pune. Working as a subject board expert in Board of Studies in Mechanical Engineering in different autonomous institute. Guided 35 MTech and 3 PhD candidates. Acting as a reviewer in different reputed journal. Delivered 31 expert lecture in various engineering colleges and in industries. Conducted and coordinated 12 training programs in the college under TechU. Published 41 technical papers in national international journals and conferences. Sir has attended 46 short-term training program and faculty development program. With this brief introduction, I request to Dr. Sudhakar Umale sir to take the session. Over to you, sir. Thank you. Hello, sir, I am audible?
Yes, sir. I am presenting, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So my screen is visible, sir.
No, sir.
Sir, you permit, sir. You can permit.
Sir, actually for that purpose, I think don't require any permission. Host control already given.
It is a message. You must grant permission in order to screen share.
Okay, I will just see. Yes, sir. Here is share their screen. All host control are given already. 1 second. Yeah.
Now it is visible, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Welcome all in this FDP. on electric vehicles. Very good morning to all of you. My topic name is Vehicle Dynamics in Electric Vehicles Perspective. I am Dr. Sudhakar Umale, Head of Mechanical Engineering Department, Sardar Patel College of Engineering, Andheri, Mumbai. I attended 1 week course on fundamentals of vehicle dynamics delivered by Thomas Gillespie. He is a very famous, now is staying at USA, and written book, very good book on fundamentals of vehicle dynamics. It is a very good book. When you want to, you refer this book as a basic subject in automobile engineering, fundamentals of vehicle dynamics. Before starting, I will consider the basics of vehicle dynamics. So you must know the meaning of vehicle dynamics and its concepts. Vehicle dynamics is a dynamics of vehicle in motion. Particularly according to this, we have static dynamics and motion dynamics, that is called as in motion. When the vehicle is moving, we have vehicle is behaving differently. Second definition is it is a study of how the vehicle will react to driver inputs on given solid surface. So this driver input is very important. How the driver is providing input to the vehicle and how the vehicle behaves for that inputs. And hence majority of the course I have given on the basis of driver inputs. The subject of vehicle dynamics is concerned with the movements of the vehicles. Whenever we have the movements of the vehicles in all vehicles like automobiles, trucks, buses, and special purpose buses, where we require the basic knowledge of vehicle dynamics, particularly in design of ambulances. You know that ambulance is very sensitive for the patients, police vans, military vehicles. So these are the special vehicles. For that we require the special vehicle dynamics. I will concentrate on four major issues, that is accelerations, what will happen when there is a change in acceleration. This is my first issue regarding vehicle dynamics. A second issue is braking. When you apply brakes to the vehicles, what is the output of that and how to control the vehicles during braking. And third issue is the ride. So generally passengers require the ride comforts, they enjoy the ride, and hence third issue is the ride, and fourth issue is the turning of vehicles during change in direction, right or left, or during cornering. So during cornering also we are changing the direction of vehicles, and these four major issues are more interested vehicle dynamics point of view. We'll discuss our four issues during discussions. Now dynamic behavior of vehicle is very important. Generally when the vehicle is at rest, there is no problem, but when the vehicle is moving, we have a lot of problem, and that problem is called as the dynamic behavior of the vehicle. And it must be understood by the driver, because we have different forces acting on the vehicles. So understanding of the different forces is very important, because many drivers are illiterates. They don't know about the forces acting on the vehicles, and hence major accidents takes place because of their knowledge. And hence we must have the knowledge of tires. What is the importance of tires in design of vehicles and vehicle dynamics point of view? So it is the most important component in the vehicle. Tires is the most important component, and because of tires, we have a resistance. We have a resistance to the vehicle, that is called as tire resistance. We'll discuss lots about tire resistance and what is the effect of tire resistance on vehicle performances. Second is important dynamic issue is gravity. So gravity is nothing but weight of the vehicle. So what is the effect of weight of vehicle on the performance of vehicle? How the resistance changes by the weight of the vehicle, and hence controlling of the weight of vehicle is very important. Therefore, knowledge point of view, we are providing a very light, we are manufacturing very lightweight vehicles, and these lightweight vehicles may be because of IC engines or electric motors, battery pack, like this. So these are the added weights to the vehicles. Now third is the aerodynamics. Aerodynamics is very important. Because of this aerodynamic design of vehicles, we have the resistances. Okay, so this resistance is called as aerodynamic resistance or aerodynamic drag on the vehicle, and uh, because of the vehicle designs, a lot of aerodynamic forces are developing and which are acting on the body surfaces. So we will discuss the effects of tires, effects of weight, effects of aerodynamic designs. Now vehicle dynamics generally depends on three modules. One is called as power module, which is related to the source of energy, which is obtained by the IC engine or electric motors. Chassis module is the chassis is the frame of the vehicle, which gives the support for complete vehicle. We'll discuss one by one what supports we require for all components. That's why we are designing the chassis. Third is body module. This body is upper part of the chassis, and this is the basic requirement of the vehicle. We'll discuss one by one what is the power module. Now power is the most important source that is required to move the vehicle from one place to another. So we obtain this power by engine or by electric motor, and hence we'll discuss both IC engine as well as electric motor effects of power generations, and whatever power is generated which is transmitted from the electric motor from through different transmission systems, and lastly the whole power is available at the wheel and vehicle will move. And we'll discuss all this mechanism of power transmissions in detail, and what is the effect of this power transmission on vehicle dynamics. And hence it is very important to select the correct engine, whatever it may be, electric motor, sorry, petrol engine, diesel engines or gas engines. If it is electric vehicles, it is very crucial point of thinking, that is a selection of correct electric motors, which depends on engine selection or electric motor selection depends on type of vehicles, that is two-wheeler, four-wheeler, like that, trucks, buses, and hence we'll discuss about all these types of vehicles, selection of engines, effect of it on dynamics, electric motor vehicle dynamics, and definitely these are sources of energy, electric motor or engine. Then location of the engine or electric motor is very important. How it is located, where is the fixed location of it. The engine is generally located at the front of the vehicle. We'll discuss different locations. So generally majority of the vehicle, 95% vehicle has front location of the engine, and it is followed by clutch, gearbox, propeller shaft, universal joint, differential, rear axle and wheel. So there are according to the engine or electric motor locations, we have the different choices. In the front choice, in electric motor or engine may be located at front. In the middle, it's called as midship, rear of the vehicle. It is called as the rear engines or rear motors. This is very common that front mounted engines are more common in automobiles because uh, why why we have this motor or engine on the front side, because here we have the driver. When accident takes place because of the collision of another vehicle, what will happen? This engine will damage first, and engine is heavy. Therefore, automatically the driver is protected from the accident. So this is the main thing we discuss of front mounted engines or electric motors. I am comparing this power module with respect to IC engine as well as with electric motors. And what is the effect of vehicle dynamics? No, vehicle dynamics of vehicle with engine depends on weight and position of engine used in a vehicle. So what is the engine weight and what is the position? Means whether it is front, middle or rear of it. Similarly, when you compare the electric motor, now the power source is electric motor in electric vehicle. What will happen? Though now the electric motor and battery pack is the major issues in electric vehicles. What is the weight of electric motor? Battery pack is very heavy, and hence how to keep this, we'll discuss later on position of all electric motors and battery packs which are required in the electric vehicles. And now in case of IC engines, we have three locations already I have discussed: front, middle and rear of the vehicle. Similarly, we have to fix the electric motor anywhere, and according to that we are calculating the transmission and different forces acting on the vehicle. How to calculate the total weight in case of IC engine vehicles? So total weight is equal to the engine, that is the engine weight is heavy. Now the fuel tank, when the tank is completely full, it gives the additional weight, and hence the dynamics calculations are with fuel tank with fuel plus engine. Similarly, in case of electric vehicles, again we have the major issues of weight of electric motor and this battery pack. Battery pack is very heavier, and hence added. We'll discuss later on this. What is the weight of this battery pack and effects on vehicle dynamics. The power transmission is very important in both the vehicles. In case of IC engine vehicles, from the engine, power is transmitted to the transmission system, from the transmission system to the wheels. Similarly, in case of electric vehicles, power is generated in the motor, and this power is transmitted through drive lines. It is called as transmissions. Through the transmission, it is given to the wheels, and hence the power available at the wheel is very important. So we'll discuss one by one all the conditions. Today, this is the first module on which the vehicle dynamics depends, that is called a chassis module. The chassis forms the complete operating unit and is capable of running with its own power. Because of the own power of engines or electric motors, chassis are used so that we'll get the proper supports. In case of IC engines, we have so many components. Now these are the components we require in both engines: frame, suspension system, steering systems, axles, springs, shock absorber. In case of electric vehicle, engine is replaced by electric motor. Now this is by instead of clutch we have another mechanism in the electric motors. We don't have gearbox in the electric vehicles. We don't have any propeller shaft in the electric vehicles. Instead of that, we have the drive lines from the electric motor. We require the reducers and all these things. Here we require the differential in both vehicles, because when we turn the vehicles, one wheel is rotating faster and second is rotating slower. So steering we require in both. Brakes we require, as well as accelerator. In case of ICE engine, accelerator used for supplying the fuel. In case of electric vehicle, we have the provisions to adjust the voltage which is required according to the speed. Instead of fuel tank, in case of electric vehicles, we require the battery pack, and it is stored in the vehicle systems. It is not required in electric vehicles. Storage battery is required in ICE engines vehicles. It is not required in electric vehicles, but in case of ICE engine, radiator is the most important part. Then silencer is not required in ICE engines. But tires and wheels are major roles in both the vehicles, ICE engine vehicles and these vehicles. So I will cover this portion with respect to electric vehicles. Now the chassis design depends only on the motor locations. Battery pack, we'll discuss the motor locations, battery pack locations and drive line locations. So drive line is required in between motor and wheels. The second module, which is depending on body. What is the effect of this body? It is very important. Just you observe that what is the vehicle body and how this vehicle body changes the dynamics. Because of vehicle body, we have the aerodynamic forces, different aerodynamic forces which are acting on the front of vehicles, and hence the aerodynamic forces are depending on the front area. So that is called as the frontal area. No, this is the frontal area of this vehicle. Yes, it is not constant for different vehicle, it is different. So how to calculate this frontal area? Let us say this is the front of the body of the vehicle. Let us say this is the width of the vehicle. This is the height of the body, h. Now this is the frontal area, w into h. If we have a more frontal area, we have the more aerodynamic forces, and therefore we have more resistances. In this way, we are designing the vehicle body in such a way that height and width of the body must be reduced. Particularly in the car, there is no problem of width and height. It is smaller in case of this, but in cases of trucks and buses, just to observe this truck, it is completely vertical, body is completely vertical. Therefore we have larger frontal area and we have the maximum surface, and hence we have the maximum aerodynamic forces which are acting. So what is our conclusions regarding the body? Car and automobiles can be designed in such a way that resistance may be minimum as far as possible. Each component and the major parts of the body gives more weight of the vehicle and it affects vehicle dynamics. Therefore, it is suggested that a minimum number of components or parts may be selected to design a body of the vehicle. The weights are different for different varieties of the body styles. So these are called the body styles. Because of these body styles, we have different weight of the body, and this weight is major issues regarding the vehicle dynamics. As far as weight reductions, we have to think about the body modules, means body designs. Now this is a car. You must understand passenger car anatomy. You must understand engine or electric vehicle locations, weight of the electric motor, battery pack, engine, number of passengers in the car, driver positions, passenger positions, steering systems, luggage compartments, passenger compartment, engine compartments, total length of the vehicle, total height of the vehicle, total width of the vehicle. And hence, if you don't know the anatomy knowledge of the vehicle, then there is a difficulty in understanding the vehicle dynamics. Now, the body of the vehicle is very important for the, not for only the vehicle dynamics point of view. It is very important for giving more comfort. So this is the most important. Because of that, this customer will purchase this car. Now, comfort of the vehicle is a major issues for human being. What is the comfort of the vehicle? Then safety of the vehicle is most important. What is the safety? Protections from the accidents, collision of another vehicles, how to protect the passengers is a second issues regarding the body. If the body is very strong, we can avoid the accidents. And it is not only comfort and safety of the passengers. The aesthetic view of the body is very important. Customer is looking for good aesthetic view of vehicles, and hence the body is designed for good looking conditions. Okay, and hence according to the body designs, you must understand the complete design procedures of the vehicle. Let us say I am separating this. It is the total length of the vehicle. Now I will make 3 compartments. Now let us say this is the electric motor compartments or engine compartment. This is the compartment is a passenger compartment where passenger occupies the seats. The third compartment which is used for luggages, below the luggage we have the in case of IC engine fuel tank, and in case of electric vehicles we have the battery packs. Now for we are adding some additional components to the vehicles for safety. It gives the more weight, that is the bumpers. Front side we have another bumper, and back side we have another bumper, so it protects the passengers from accidents. So fenders are very important. It gives the support, it protects the body of the vehicle. If it is IC engine vehicle, we have a very attractive, that is a radiator is open to the atmosphere, and we are providing very attractive grill radiator, that is called as a radiator grill which is giving proper look for the vehicles. And the hood is the complete top of the body. So this is body includes. And hence vehicle dynamics design point of view, we have 2 sub assemblies. Already I have discussed about the body of the vehicle. What is the effect of body on the vehicle dynamics? What is the effect of chassis on the vehicle body, and therefore indirectly it is the vehicle dynamics. So how the chassis is manufactured, vehicle dynamics point of view. So chassis gives the vehicle layout. So this vehicle layout is very important. So what do you mean by vehicle layout? Let us say I have drawn this top view of the vehicles. Let us say this is a front axle, this is a rear axle, this is a front wheel, this is the rear wheels, like that. Then we have the differentials, we have different components. We have to, this is the driver positions, steering wheel, brakes, electric motors, battery packs. So I have to provide the spaces. I have to provide the spaces for each components in the vehicle, and that locations must be observed by the designer, and hence according to the layouts the vehicle dynamics will change. We'll discuss later on. And hence what is the main layout consideration is locations of engine or electric motor, because it gives the direct weight. It is a concentrated weight which are acting on the chassis, and when we do the calculations, that is a couple or turning moments, this load is taking at the, now let us say here is the center of gravity of the vehicles, it turns. Now this is during calculation of this load into distance from the CG. So we have the differences in vehicle dynamics because of these two weights. And major point is that different types of automobiles have different types of layouts. Already I have shown the figure. Now these are the different vehicles. We have a passenger vehicle, goods vehicles, heavy vehicles, light vehicles, two-wheelers, four-wheelers. Each vehicle has different layouts. Therefore, we have different vehicle dynamics design point of view. What is the design of truck? What is design of buses? What is design of jeeps, cars, like that? We'll discuss one by one. Vehicle dynamics depends on a vehicle layout. So this drive arrangement is very important, as it is very easy to understand the engines, as well as I will explain with IC engine point of view and electric vehicles point of view. What is the first drive arrangement? Drive arrangement is defined as the power transmission from the source to the last portion, that is called as wheel. Now, according to that, we have the first arrangement of the vehicle, that is rear wheel drive, RWD. The power is transmitted from the engine to only rear wheels, these wheels. Let us say we have the electric motor or engine here. Power is transmitted to the wheels. These are acting wheels, rear wheels. Power is transmitted from this, that is called as the rear wheel drive. Now this is anatomy of the vehicles. This is anatomy of the vehicles. When the we have rear wheel drive vehicles, that's why I will call it as a two wheel drive. Why it is called as 2WD? So what is meant by 2WD? Only the power is given to left wheel of rear side, right wheel of rear sides. Therefore, it is called as a two-wheel drive. From this, power is transmitted to the rear side, rear axle. This is a live axle. This is a live axle. So these two distances are very important. So what is the wheelbase? A wheelbase is the distance between front axle and rear axle. If the wheelbase is more, then in between we have the more load on this side, we have the problems. Sagging of this platform of the vehicle takes place, and hence wheelbase. Otherwise, we require the another wheel axle here, another axle to support the load of the vehicles. And whenever we have to design the vehicle, wheelbase must be decided first. Another distance during design of vehicle, that is called as a wheel track. So what is this wheel track? It is the distance between center of the wheel, left wheel, center right wheel, and that decides the track. Okay, like electric train. So we have the railway rule. According to that, we have the distances. So this distance is called as the wheel track. Okay, and this wheel track is very important. That decides the width of the vehicle. So this wheelbase decides the total length of the vehicle. And hence you must know the anatomy of this vehicle, two-wheel drive vehicle, rear wheel drive, locations of each components. What are the advantages and disadvantages of this rear wheel drive? You must know. I will not explain here in details of advantages and disadvantages, but when we want to design any vehicles, we must have the rear wheel drive or front wheel drive or four wheel drive wheel. So load transfer takes place from the front to rear of the vehicle during hill climbing. So during hill climbing or acceleration, what is the important of is that good traction. What is the traction? Traction is the force available. Let us say it is the wheel. It is the wheel, and hey, this is the road. And what we want here, we want it for traction. We want a force which is created by the electric motor or engine, and this force is available at the junction of tire and the road, where this force is called as a traction developed by the motor. This force, no, force, this force is developing rotational force is developing the linear force here, and because of this vehicle move in the forward directions, and uh, good tractions can be provided by this rear wheel drive, and hence these rear wheel drives are divided to three groups: front engine rear wheel drive. Okay, front engine, it is shortly written as FE RWD. What is this FERWD? So we have the front engine, and power is transmitted to the rear wheel. What is in the second case? We have the rear engine and power transmitted in rear engines. So here we have the longer transmission lines. We have the longer transmission lines, but there is no transmission, because immediately power is given from the electric motor or engine directly to the rear wheel. So this is the difference of arrangements. But front engine rear wheel drive is selected in majority of the vehicles. So these are the advantages of this rear wheel drive. Now rear wheels acts as a driving wheels. Now this why it is called as driving wheels, because traction is available at the rear wheels, and front wheel is just only available for the steering of the vehicles. No driver is giving the input to the front wheels to turn left and to turn right in this way, and hence there is no another forces which are applying on the front wheels, and it is very easy that front wheel is only for steerings, and rear wheels are only for the drivings. This is a good arrangement for the vehicle's point of view. And but what is the drawback? These are the advantages, but drawback of this type of vehicle is a long transmission systems we require, a lot of components we require. As we have more and more components, we have the losses. We have a lot of components in the vehicles. Passenger compartment floor is for to accommodate the propeller shaft. So just below the, in this case, rear wheel drive vehicle, this is a passenger compartment. Here we have the, in case of IC engine vehicle, we have the propeller shaft, very long passenger sorry, it affects the systems. Now we will discuss the front wheel drive. Now the power is transmitted from engine to the front axle only, and therefore it is called as a front wheel drive. So in this front wheel drive, now the power is not transmitted to the rear wheels. Just to see the front view as well as top view of this arrangement, and no components are available this side, and only we have the arrangement in the front sides. So this is the arrangement difference. Now this is the anatomy of a vehicle. So we have a front wheel drive is used. Just you see that here we have the engine which is connected to the clutch and gearboxes. So it has the very compact design. Therefore, the arrangement of this gearbox and these clutches and everything is called as a transaxle. So this transaxle is not generally available in the rear wheel drive vehicles. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of these four-wheel drive vehicles? In case of this, we require the more space for rear passengers. When the front wheels are used for steering, the driving force acts in the same directions as the front wheel. Now, what is the point here? So the front wheels are available for traction, as well as front wheels available for changing the direction of the vehicle. So in this way, both right and front wheels are available for both conditions. And uh, vehicle handling is very important in all situations. So we will discuss one of the important aspects of vehicle dynamics is that is called as handling characteristics of the vehicle. So I will discuss these handling characteristics later on. So what is this handling characteristics? So it is completely known by the driver. Because road condition is not common, and therefore in every road conditions we have to improve the vehicle handling conditions, and hence particularly when the road is very slippery, so we have to drive the vehicle very uh, uh, carefully, and hence the driver must know how to drive, how to handle the vehicle in that case. Now in this case, driver's steering effort becomes excessive. Now what is this called as a wheel efforts, no, the steering efforts. Now this is a steering wheel. Here is the driver. Now this driver is moving this steering wheel with some efforts. Driver is moving this steering wheel, and he requires lot of force to change the direction of the wheel, and the driver becomes tired after some time, and hence because of excessive steering efforts. But nowadays you must understand what you are providing to the reduction of this excessive power which is required by the driver is power assisted steering. So we have the arrangement so that little efforts can be given to the steering wheel to change the direction of the vehicle. So generally all the Volvo cars and all standard vehicles, deluxe vehicles, we have the power assisted steering systems. Now the here this is the arrangement for four-wheel drive. This is the arrangement for four-wheel drive. The power is transmitted to all wheels. So generally, power is available here. Power is available to this wheel. Power is available to this wheel. Power is available to this wheel. Means power is given to all wheels. Therefore, it is called as four-wheel drive. So what are the advantages? Particularly, these all four offline vehicles. Means what is offline vehicles? The vehicles which is operating at the in the forest, on the hills, it is generally not having roads, particular roads. So road conditions are not good. Some vehicles may be required in the mud conditions, slippery conditions, and hence we require the power to all. If one wheel is fixed in one hole, path hole, or and it is very difficult to move that fourth wheel if it is fixed at a particular locations. Then we have the torque available at three different locations, and the vehicle will move easily because of this any bad situations also. This is the advantage of four-wheel drive vehicles. So this is the anatomy of four-wheel drive vehicles. The power is transmitted. Just you observe that engine is having gearboxes, and through these transfer cases, we have the transfer case. Now through the transfer case, we are giving the power to the front wheels. We are giving power to the rear wheels also. And this is the anatomy where we require the maximum number of components. These are the advantages of four-wheel drive. It is very safer. It is very safer because we have the equal distribution of the power to four wheels. Okay, because of equal distributions, there is no load on particular wheel. So therefore, a moment of the wheel is very safer, and hence during driving conditions, what will happen? Sometimes wheel will spin only in this slippery area. So during that period, the loads must be shared by the another wheels, and hence particularly these are the conditions where we have the maximum trouble during driving. When we have a snow and mud, we have a lesser friction on the road, and it is very difficult to drive the vehicle on the snow or mud, and hence we require the four-wheel drive for that conditions. So I will discuss about the locations of electric motors, battery packs, and controller. So controller is the unit by which electric current, and this is the controller unit. Here it is placed, which controls the voltages and current requires to the electric motors. So in case of electric vehicles, we have three major components. First is called as a battery pack. So this is the battery pack. It is a battery pack is very heavy. Second is a motor itself. Sometimes motor is at anywhere in the chassis, or it may be fitted to the hub of the vehicles. Hub is very close to the wheel, so, and that is called as hub motors. So just to see the locations of three locations I have. This is the layout for electric vehicle called as layout 1. So now this battery, now this is the rear of this. So in this case, this is the front and this is the rear case. This is the front of this vehicle. The battery pack is placed at the front of this. Then electric motor is just very close to this, and controller is this. What will happen? We have the different vehicle dynamics conditions. So load distribution is very important during this case. So let us say we have the longitudinal weight distributions, transverse weight distributions, vehicle point of view. So generally, when we have the longitudinal weight distributions, this is called as the longitudinal weight distributions. Let us say this side is having 40% load, this side is having 60% load, or it having 60%, 40%, and hence percentage load distribution is very important. And when during lateral conditions, let us say this is the left side, this is the right side. When I show this is a line, on this side of line we have the equal amount of weight. This weight should be distributed halfly, this weight should be distributed halfly, this weight is distributed half, like this. Now what is second layout of electric vehicles? Like this. So in this layout, now this battery pack is distributed here in between the front and the front and rear of this battery pack is just located here, and hence we have the distribution of weight here, and motor is here, control is here. So in that conditions, what is the condition of this? Again, we have the longitudinal distribution of weight, lateral distribution of weight. So distribution of weights are very important. So every location is changing the vehicle dynamics. We have a layout 3. So they have taken now. This is a battery pack. They have taken battery pack at the rear side. A controller, they have changed the controller from this side to this side. This is the controller, there is the electric motor, and they have checked the effect of this changing position of the battery pack, controller, electric motor, and they have checked the vehicle dynamics in electric vehicles. So these are the conditions of electric motors, controller, fixing of control. Always we have the what is my point is that you must be alert because of load distribution laterally, longitudinally. Okay. Now I will completely changing this topic now. So my topic is vehicle design. So vehicle design is what? Like engine design. In case of engine design, we have that chapter. In case of motor design, we have that chapter. But here, I want a very good design of vehicle. So when I want a good design of vehicle, and therefore I am thinking of vehicle dynamics in case of vehicle design. So generally, a vehicle design is uh, 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 selected for first factor is the performance of the vehicle. What is the performance of vehicle? You must understand. I will not explain here because of time limits. So what is the performance? It always a good performance vehicle is preferred by the customer, because we are designing the vehicles for the customers or passengers, and hence what is the performance of a vehicle, and this performance is given by the good design of the vehicle. Second is called as second factor is what is efficiency of the vehicle. So efficiency is like that power transmission, lower resistances, all are giving, means when we have a minimum power losses, so that is definitely the efficiency is always more and more, and hence we are concentrating on higher efficiency. And therefore during design of vehicle, we must understand the forces, unnecessary forces acting on the vehicle by aerodynamic forces, rolling resistances, weight of the vehicle, material selection for tires, material selection for vehicle body, chassis, like that. And this vehicle design completely on five these six factors. No, but vehicle design point of view, vehicle dynamics point of view, I will not cover all these things. I will cover because that gives the dynamics only. So one of the we have total six assemblies we have in the vehicles, and hence that depends on vehicle design. First is the engine or electric motor, running gear, that is also called as basic structure. Third is driving system. Fourth is basic control system. Fifth is the electric system. Sixth is the accessories. So I will consider only 2 points, two vehicle assemblies, which gives the better vehicle dynamics. That is a running gear or basic structure of the vehicle. Second is the basic control systems. So what is this basic structure? So basic structure means that basic structure means what are the important components required for transmission of the power. So that is called as the basic structures. Why it is called as it is the misnomer. So whenever we are using gears in the gearbox, don't consider it. This is the it is not gears of the gearbox. It is parts which are having the motions like gears. So therefore all the parts which are considered for basic structure is frame, suspension, springs, shock absorber, wheels, rims, and tires. So we will discuss about this because each component has the effects on the design of this. Okay, it gives the effects. What is the frame? What is suspension? What is springs? Which are here springs is called as the leaf springs here. So particularly in buses and trucks, we have the leaf springs, shock absorbers, wheels, rims, and tires. So vehicle dynamics point of view, here control of the vehicle is very important. So how to control the vehicle? Therefore, always when the control is lost by the driver, when the wheels are not touching to the road surfaces. Okay, because of every bumping actions, we'll lose the contact of vehicle with road surfaces. And we are providing always tires tire contacts with the road. Why skidding of the vehicle takes place? Because sometimes tire is not tire is having problems, and it skids because of the external forces are applying on the tires, and during turning or any other road conditions, the skidding takes place. And hence how to control the vehicle is very important, vehicle dynamics point of view, and driver must understand the control of the vehicle. So he must have the basic structure knowledge. Then another important thing is that design of suspension systems. So what is the suspension? Suspension is it gives the always it is trying the vehicle should touch to the ground always in all conditions. So that's why suspension system is placed very close to the tires at the another end of the axles. No, this is axles. There is a wheel. Here is a wheel. We are providing here a suspension system. So what is the function of suspension system? So it gives the always tire in contact with the road as much as possible during all road conditions. Whenever there is no effective suspension system, so and hence driving is very important. We'll discuss later on what type of suspension system we require in the vehicles. One is called as a independent suspension system. Second is called as dynamic suspension system. So in case of dynamic and in case of independent suspension system, what happens? We'll discuss later on. So now, as the suspension system is the most important part in the vehicles for vehicle dynamics point of view, and what it should be. So during design of this, the suspension must be very strong in such a way that the suspension system must absorb the very strong impact shocks which are transmitted from the road to the vehicle, and vibration can be reduced by the suspension systems. And many times, because of these unnecessary vibrations, continuous vibrations on the vehicles because of the road conditions or any other problems, the one wheel is having another problem, second wheel is having another problems. Let us say because of vibration, this part is not static. Now there is no vibration. So what will happen here? Because of any other reasons of the road conditions, twisting or major vibrations, there is a chances of axle braking. The axle may break because of these vibrations. We have to control all these systems by suspensions. Now, how to design the frame with respect to the vehicle dynamics point of view? Because frame is particularly in the car, frame is included in the chassis. No, in case of car, let us say this is a chassis we have. Now this car is having the frame like this, frame structure like this. Now here later on the frame we have the body, and it is nothing but the skeleton, and this skeleton must be strong to absorb the shocks. Therefore we can give the exact support to all components and the passengers. And hence what we do, the wheels and tires assemblies is very important. So how to design the wheels and tires? It should absorb the shock always. Okay, tire is absorbing the shock as a dampers. No, here tire is acting as a dampers, and during odd conditions, frame is absorbing against shocks, and therefore we require the two suspension systems. One is at the front axle, it is called as front suspension system. Second suspension system is at the rear axle, that is called as the rear suspension systems, and that absorbs the all problems related to the road irregularities. So what is the second thing? That is the basic control system. So there are two control systems. These two control systems are considered by the driver. So driver is controlling the vehicle by steering systems. Okay. So here is controlling only what driver is doing in the vehicle. Steering means he is moving the steering wheel to control the vehicle from accidents or turning or like that. So braking systems. So what is the there are two systems what the driver is doing in all conditions. What doing by in all conditions? The vehicle is used for running conditions, vehicle is having turning conditions, vehicle is having braking conditions. So these three conditions we have. So in all three conditions, a driver must control the vehicle through the basic control system. So therefore, steering system is called as one basic control system, second is called as braking systems, and one of the braking systems, how to develop this braking system, gear controls. We have a steering ratio, proper steering ratio. Through that steering ratio, the driver is applying the correct rotations. Brake systems, what are the brake systems? So when the vehicle is having high speed, because of the irregularities like speed breaker or path hole or any obstructions, we are trying to reduce the speed of the vehicle, or immediately because of the sudden obstructions, we want to come stop the vehicle immediately, and therefore we want braking. And during braking, you must know the what will happen if you apply the sudden brakes, and what is the condition of the passenger in that. And hence location of the braking system is very important. Where is the location of the master cylinders, oil reservoirs, brakes. Now generally brakes are mounted inside the wheel for safer systems. Now, therefore, I want to explain vehicle design parameters. Vehicle, now already I have explained the vehicle design is it is very must, and I will explain all these vehicle design parameters, vehicle design dynamics point of view, and hence vehicle designer must think on maximum acceleration. He must know the vehicle speed, what is the minimum speed of the vehicle, what is the maximum speed of the vehicle. So according to the range of speed, he must design the vehicle, and hence when you know the acceleration conditions, definitely we have the good dynamics. So similarly, the speed is very important. To control the speed, driver must know the conditions of the vehicle. Economical design of this vehicle dynamics of point of view. Load to be carried out. So generally, when we want to design heavy vehicles like trucks and buses, so in different conditions, if the truck is completely unloaded, we have a different vehicle dynamics. If the truck is completely loaded, we have a different load, and hence we have a different load conditions. Therefore, vehicle dynamics depends on the different load conditions, empty truck and full loaded conditions. So this ride is very important. That is called as ride comfort. So ride comfort is obtained by the vehicle dynamic conditions. We'll discuss vehicle dynamic conditions later on. Already I have explained the handling characteristics, how to handle the vehicles through braking system, through steering systems, any other characteristics. Size of the vehicle is very important. That is the length, breadth, and height of the vehicle. You have to control the size of the vehicle to reduce the resistances on the vehicle. Vehicle drag is the forces which are opposing the direction of the vehicle. If it is the motion of the vehicle, we have the drag which oppose the motion of the vehicles. So generally these resistances depending on the different tire conditions. Let us say one tire is having a very straight, no, there is a point contact on with the road. So this is the condition, this is the wheel, and this is the road. Here we have a point contact, here we have a point contact. So in that case we have the lesser vehicle drag, but in some cases when the tire is having more deflection by any means, let us say tire is having minimum air in the tire, therefore what will happen, this is the contact patch which is touching to the surface of the vehicle. What will happen, majority of the road surfaces are acting on this, and hence we have the maximum resistance on the tire, therefore vehicle speed reduces. So this is very important questions. What are the fundamentals requirements of the vehicle? So just you ask this question and you answer yourself. So what are the fundamental requirements? Because why vehicles are designed generally all the vehicles are designed, there are two types of vehicles. One is passenger vehicle, second is goods vehicles. Generally goods vehicles have no problem, but passenger vehicle is having lot of problems, because what we want there, that is the safety of passengers. So what I am explaining here, how to provide the safety of vehicle dynamics point of view. Generally vehicles are designed to carry peoples. Okay, so our motto is that we are giving maximum safety to the passengers, so that accidents cases may be minimum, and hence any passengers cannot be injured by any accident, and hence accidents takes place because of bad behavioral conditions of the road or vehicles, brake failings, steering failings, or motions, vibrations. Now, what is the second fundamental requirements? That is, we are providing the maximum comfort to the passengers. We are providing maximum comfort to the passengers. So, what I want to know here. So now the action is very important. Action is very important. What action is giving? This action is giving by the driver. This action is giving by the driver. Let us say action is to stop the vehicle. So this is the action, like in the film, in the film director is giving action to the film hero, and according to that, the hero is listening the order of that director, and he is acting according to that. So what is important in the vehicle also? So what is action? This action is given by the driver to the vehicle, and what is important, this action must be understand or listened by the vehicle very carefully. Let us say I am giving one example to you. If the driver is applying the brake, suddenly what is action? Action is braking system, brake. So he is applying the brake force to the brake pedal, and this force is given to the brake pedal, and vehicle must understand that the brake is applied, and vehicle understand that vehicle must be stopped. If the vehicle is not stopped, the accident takes place, and we are not providing the comfort to the vehicles, and hence action responses, it is very important. So we require the always good response or bad response. So now always vehicles are designed for the good responses, so that there is a comfort for the passengers. Now third is requirement is behavior of the vehicle during turning. So I am explaining two points of view, that is a safety point of view as well as vehicle dynamics point of view. So generally we have the problems during turning. Let us say I am driving this vehicle in straight directions, and suddenly I change the direction. What will happen? If driver is maintained same speed, vehicle speed, so driver is not feeling well during that condition, because driver is having he is not applying the brakes. Suddenly what will happen? Some luggage will come forward, or passenger will come forward, and means there is a movement of the luggages or movement of the passengers from one place to another. It is not safer design, and hence, so what is the action of the driver? He must change the speed of the vehicle, uh, and hence what is the behavior during turning or cornering? It is very very important, safety point of view, dynamics point of view. Now this is a very important fundamental requirements. What are the characters of the component? I will not explain these characters of the components. Just you ask these two questions yourself. How you characterize the comfort? So this is characterize of the comfort is defined by the different person. Some persons require only the driving, or some persons require the special comforts, and hence special comforts can be designed for different way. And therefore what defines the comfort? Just you ask what is mean by the comfort. Comfort is defined in different way. Okay, deluxe vehicle, semi deluxe vehicle, AC vehicles, like that. So very very comfortable suspension system like Volvo buses, or in the state transport buses. Ordinary buses don't have the very very effective suspension systems. and in Volvo buses we have the very suspension systems, effective suspension systems. Therefore, you can define the comfort like that. Then what do you mean by economy of vehicle? So economy of the vehicle, economics point of view and dynamics point of view, uh, how to design. So I want to explain vehicle dynamics, economical point of view. We are providing majority of the safer conditions, like I am using very effective suspension systems, very effective braking systems, very effective steering systems. So all are providing for the uh, vehicle dynamics point of view, therefore cost of the vehicle increases. But in case of cheaper vehicles, we don't have the special facilities to control the vehicles. Vehicle dynamics depends on the vehicle parameters. So there are total 18 parameters. So I will explain this 18 parameters in details. Always remember what are the 18 vehicle parameters. I will explain orally only because of time limit. And if you understand these 18 vehicle parameters for vehicle dynamics, just I am reading and explaining. So first is a wheelbase length. What is the wheelbase length? So now already I have explained this. This is the distance between the rear axle and front axle. So this is called as a wheelbase length, distance between front axle and CG of the vehicle. So this is CG. If the CG is this distance between front axle and CG, distance between front axle rear axle and center of gravity of the vehicle, height of the center of gravity from the ground surface, height of aerodynamic resistance. Now this is very important. This is a vehicle, and let us say this is the concentrated height. So this is a aerodynamic force acting on this height, and this is the ground height from the. This is very important vehicle dynamics point of view. So that is called as the height of aerodynamic resistance, which is applying on the front of the vehicle. Now it is very important how the vehicle is moving on the uh, gradient. So this is a vehicle is moving on the hill. So this is called as the grade. This is called as the grade or inclination. So during road inclinations, what is the behavior of the vehicle? It is also important. Wheel tires, tire radius or wheel radius is very important. So that's why we have the different wheel radius of the. Now truck is having more wheel radius, car is having different, auto rickshaw is having different wheel radius. So what is the effect of wheel radius on the vehicle dynamics? When I get the time, I will explain each and this. Rolling resistance force. When we have a road and the wheel, we have the resistance. This is a resistance. This is the traction force. This rolling resistance is opposite to the traction force. This amount of rolling resistance is very important. So we will discuss later on. Next 10 point is the total weight of the vehicle. It is very important, which gives the major problems. Draw ball pull road. Draw ball pull road is, what is a draw ball pull? Let us say this is one vehicle, this is a second vehicle. I want to pull this second vehicle by my car. Then this load, this additional load is called as draw bar pull. And 12th number is aerodynamic resistance, which is because of the velocity of the vehicle that obtains. As the vehicle speed increases, aerodynamic resistances increases. Front wheel traction force. So already I have explained that this is the traction force. This is the traction force which is available at the point where the tire reaches to the ground. So we have two types of traction forces. Front for front traction force, which is available at the front wheel. Second is rolling resistance, which is opposite to this front wheel traction. This is the traction force. This is the rolling resistance at the front wheel. Similarly, similar traction force is available at the rear wheel. That is called as rear wheel traction force. And similarly, at the rear wheel, we have the another rolling resistances, which is called as rear wheel rolling resistances. 17 is called as front normal force. Let us say we have to calculate. Let us say this is the total weight of the vehicle, that is W. Now this is on the road. Now this is opposite. Now this is a reaction force. Front for, let us say, at the front wheel, I am calling it as RA. So that is the reaction developed by the front wheel. Similarly, we have the load on the second wheel, and at the junction of the road and the tire, we have another reaction that is called as RB. It is at the rear wheel. So in this way, I have explained the total 18 vehicle parameters, and these vehicle parameters is totally depends on different conditions. Now next condition is the powertrain design. What do you mean by powertrain design? So powertrain design is how to use the electric motors, how to use the reducer, how to use the battery pack, how to use the controller, how to use the power transmission from the reducer to the wheel. So these are the design. I am calling it as powertrain design. It has very important impact on the vehicle dynamics, and hence it is very important to understand basic knowledge in the vehicle dynamics, so that it reveals what loads and load levels that the powertrain needs to cope up with during driving. This is very important. Third is that the understanding of vehicle dynamics is equally important while evaluating the powertrain's impact on the vehicle performances. So powertrain is electric vehicles. What is the impact of electric vehicles on the electric vehicle performance? What is the impact of power pack, battery pack, controller pack on the accelerations, on the energy consumptions? Otherwise, if the your battery pack is not sufficiently charged and a vehicle is using maximum power, the battery is discharged very immediately, and hence it is very important when we want to drive the vehicle for longer distance. So average energy consumptions, it is very important, and you must know. So what is the battery charging conditions, and what amount and what is the amount of discharging per kilometer, you must know. Now I want to explain the shall I continue, sir? Vijay sir?
Sir, next session is 11:45, so can continue till 5 minutes more.
Okay, I will take 5 or 10 minutes, because
Yes.
this is very important.
Yes, sir, no
So,
problem. Please continue, sir.
Okay. So what is the important vehicle dynamics point of view? So you know many faculties are teaching this subject, that is the dynamics of machinery, DOM subject or vibrations, and they are developing the equations. So what they are developing here, we have the driver, we have the vehicle. So we have the connection of the driver and vehicle. So what is important here? What is important here? This is action. This is action. And when I am applying some action, I have to convert. I have to convert this action into the fundamental equation, three-dimensional equations, because vehicle is moving in all three directions. So therefore, three-dimensional equations, differential equations, I want this like that. So for this, you refer when you want to construct the fundamental equations for the this vehicle dynamics, you can refer the Gillespie books, Thomas Gillespie book, Fundamentals of Vehicle Dynamics. It is very popular book, and it is very good book. I am suggesting that book for you. So in that it is explained that how this three-way differential equation. So what is important? How to convert action given by the driver to the vehicle, and immediately how this vehicle is converting this action into response. Okay. So this response is, let us say action is braking or action is turning. So this vehicle is giving order. Now the driver has given turning by through steering wheel. So what is the action by the vehicle? Vehicle must turn. That is, the wheel must turn to the right side. So this is the response. So the response, what is the condition of the response? Now action is converted into responses. Action is converted into responses through some components of the vehicles. And why I want response? Because I want effect. I want effect. Okay, through responses. What is my first action? Let us say my first action is acceleration. So there are three major actions by the driver: acceleration, braking, and deaccelerations. Complete braking or sudden braking or by reducing speed. And what is the effect of that action, that response on the occupant? This is also important. So because the vehicles are designed for the passengers only, and hence this action must be transmitted to occupants indirectly, and hence there should not be any problem with the occupants. And according to that, I am providing action and vehicle is providing responses, and hence these mathematical equations can be developed by the two conditions. What is first condition? Inputs. So these inputs are given by the drivers. And what vehicles are giving? Vehicles are giving outputs. Vehicles are giving outputs. So these outputs are totally depending on the inputs provided by the driver, and hence we want a system in such a way that there should not be any bad effects on the occupants or vehicle dynamics or vehicle movements. And hence we are trying to develop the development of mathematical model. So what is this mathematical models? This is the mathematical models we are developing. For that, we want something. What are the inputs? So for the developments of model, for that we must understand some basic things. So you must know the mass of the vehicle. What is the mass of vehicle that is giving to this? So all the components are moving, and hence we have the inertia in that, and this inertia is depending on the mass of the body, and hence mass of the components, individual components, and components are vibrating according to the different axes. X in the x direction, what is the moment of inertia along the x axis? What is moment of inertia along the y axis? What is the moment of inertia along the z directions? And this is also third input. Now according to the body of the vehicle, the aerodynamic forces are defined. So there are generally two types of forces. Just you understand the external forces and internal forces. External forces are acting on the outside. There is no concern of external forces with the vehicles. Okay, so driver is not having that control. Driver is not controlling external force, because how the driver is controlling aerodynamic force? No, because the body of the vehicle design is that way. And what is internal forces of the vehicle? Internal forces can be anything, and their internal forces can be controlled by the driver only. And hence you must understand the division of external forces and division of internal forces. And you must understand the vehicle effect of vehicle body on the aerodynamic force, because this aerodynamic forces is not constant for the different vehicles. For two-wheeler it is different, for four-wheeler it is different, for car it is different, for buses it is different, for trucks it is different, and hence we are putting different inputs for the aerodynamic forces to get the mathematical model. Now we are providing the internal forces. What are the internal forces? Because it depends on the suspension systems. So stiffness. So what is the stiffness? Stiffness, how the this force is reducing by the shock absorber, how the force are reducing by the lip springs, and hence we are providing some dampers also. So these are the three provisions we are making, that is lip springs, suspension systems, that is shock absorbers we are using in the systems, dampers we are using, and hence what is the exact stiffness of the suspension system? So this stiffness must be calculated by the that designer, and it is the input of the vehicle, the mathematical model. If you are adding input in this, okay. Now what is the input? Another input is the forces. Now these forces we are adding in the input, and you must know how to add this input to the vehicle. Now what is the input? now this input is from the engine or the electric motor. So what are the forces available at the engine, crankshaft, or the shaft of the electric motor, which is transmitted to the vehicle? So that you must understand how it is added. So that depends on the designer conditions. So these are the different understanding. Because of the understanding, we can separate the inputs which is given by the driver. So steering behavior is very important. We have different steering behavior. Let us say how the driver is giving steering angle. It is very important. What angle it is giving for this rotation. Then acceleration, what acceleration we want, sudden acceleration. So what is the change in speed? It is decided by the driver input by pressing the accelerator pedal. Deacceleration, so now the acceleration is reducing, the speed of the vehicle is reducing one by one, and that condition is called as deacceleration. So deacceleration is changed by the just changing the acceleration position, that is accelerator pedal positions. Sudden braking, so a driver is applying the brake force to the brake pedal, and he is applying what amount of brake force. So you must know the knowledge of brake force. Are you able to calculate the brake force? That is the input. So maneuvering the system is very important. So what is the maneuvering? We will explain one by one. What is this maneuvering? We have so many types of maneuvering. How to drive the vehicles in the cities, how to drive the vehicle in the rural areas, on the highway. I will not explain this vehicle now. So just I want to explain in crowded area. So driver must be alert in such a way that he is continuously moving the steering wheel. What is the changing lane? Now the vehicle is driving in constant lane. Let us say this is one constant lane, and we want to change the lane. So this is now because of speed. Here we have the vehicle in front of this vehicle. Now this is a changing lane. So this lane to this lane. So this is called as a changing lane, and we must know the what is the dynamics of these changing lane conditions. Now the overtaking, no, it is very common word. What is meant by overtaking? Let us say during change, this is also overtaking. So we have to change the straight direction to the this direction. So that is called as a single lane change. What is this double lane change? Now what will happen? This vehicle is having the same speed, but because of this is the obstruction, another wheel is obstruction for that, because this vehicle is having minimum speed. Now it changes again, and a vehicle is driving. Generally, when you drive the vehicle on the highway like Mumbai Pune, so now you are changing the direction like this. Now this is the first change. Now this is the second lane change. Again you come into the original lane like this. So this changing in lane I will not explain in detail. So this is given by the ISO. This is a special ISO. Is known as ISO 8855 or DIN 7000. So this is the rule of this. It is developed in 2011, which gives the principal terms or road conditions and road vehicle dynamics. And there are different international standards for passenger cars, buses, commercial vehicles with limited axles or multi-steered axles or multi-unit vehicle combinations. So these are the outputs we get from the input of the vehicle. That is what is the distance covered by the vehicle during accelerations without losing comfort level. What is the acceleration? That is what is the maximum speed occurred by the vehicle without losing the feeling. Otherwise, many times passengers are feeling bad because of sudden change in accelerations. So you must understand the feelings of the passenger first during getting the correct output. Velocity, what is the change in velocity? Because of this input, you must understand safety of the occupant. There should not be any injury to the vehicles, or sorry, damage of the vehicle and injury to the passengers. Any time, what is the importance? Grip of the tire with the road is very important. If there is a bumping, So bumping during the speed breaker. So always avoid the bumping conditions so that tire can contact always with the roads. So, shall I stop, sir? I will stop here, sir. So it is very lengthy. Vijay, sir.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
Okay.
Okay.
I will stop here.
Hello.
Uh,
Yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the nice presentation and the clearing the basic concept. Sir, am I audible? Hello?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. 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 Thank you very much, sir, for the nice presentation and clearing the basic concept of the vehicle design. And really, it's a very great lecture. And I think the vehicle dynamics is a very important topic for designing or modeling any kind of parts or the related to the automotive technology. Thank you very much, sir. Now I request to the professors and the research scholar, if any query, please ask to the sir. Okay, sir, I have one question. Actually, now electric. Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
You are
yeah.
audible.
Now the work is going on electric vehicle. Now everyone has a one important question related the battery, weight of the battery, and related with that, I thought that maybe the weight of the total vehicle will be increased. So now in our current vehicle, we are using the conventional suspension system. So if the for the newest new car or electric vehicle, can we need some kind of modification in the conventional suspension system, maybe in active or the semi-active or the passive?
So generally, sir, in the electric vehicle, battery pack is very, very heavy.
Yeah.
Uh, so we are trying to change the concentrated load. Instead of keeping battery pack in one position, we change this position laterally so that battery pack covers the complete surface of the vehicle so that CG will not change. So this is the problem, sir.
Okay, sir.
Center of gravity will change because of concentrated load. Now we are trying to change the battery pack height from the base of the chassis up to the end of the battery pack. Majority of the electric vehicle is having the distributed load. The pack is all the battery pack is having from front end to the last end. So what are the advantages of this constant battery weight? So there is no vibration in the vehicles. The
Okay.
distribution of the load is completely uniformly. So in the strength of material, you know what is a concentrated load and what is a uniform distributed load. So always a uniform distributed load is preferred in case of chassis design. And hence definitely if we have a one side load, we have the problem of suspension system.
Yes.
Because load is concentrated at front side or rear side of the vehicle. If load is concentrated on the front side, we want stronger suspension system on rear side or front side, whatever it may be. That is the problem with conventional IC engine and conventional electric vehicle motors.
Okay,
What is the difference in that? What is the difference, sir? Vehicles in case of when you count the engine weight and total electric motor weight plus battery pack weight and controller weight, it is more than the engine weight. That is the problem. But
Yes, sir.
engine weight cannot be distributed. But we
Yes,
have the chance. We have the chance to distribute the pack also. Battery pack cannot be placed at a one place. It should be distributed to control the center of gravity. That is our main aim. Once you change the center of gravity of the vehicle, definitely there is a problem.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for nice presentation, and thanks for accepting our invitation. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, participants, listening very carefully. So if you have any queries, I have the knowledge of electric motors as well as IC engine vehicles. My email ID is umaresudhakar@gmail.com. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah, definitely we will mail you, sir, if we have any query. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank
Shall
you.
I
Thank
leave,
you
sir?
very much, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can leave. So, dear professor, please wait. You can take 5 minutes leave. After 5 minutes, uh, the next session will be on health and happiness, which is compulsory session by the Atal Academy or the AICT, which will be covered by Dr. Gauri Borakhade ma'am. She is currently assistant professor at RAIT College, D.Y. Patil University, Navi Mumbai, and she is very known for art of living lectures, and she is connected from past 15 years to the art of living for conducting various programs. So please be connected, which is very important for our daily life use, that is health and happiness. So we will meet after 5 minutes. Thank you.